Welcome back to the Gavel and the Gabble. It's me, Harry at Windsor Auctions, and I'm now joined by.
It's me, Simon, but I'm joined by a very, very slim and healthy looking Harry. He's been walking, he's been dieting, he's been watching his food. I'm almost confused, dear listener, who this fine figure of a young man is that sat in front of me. It's not auctioneer Harry, surely, but it is.
Stop taking the Mickey. Um, um, yes, but we all know it's. Do you know what? Off air, Simon and I have just been discussed what I've been doing over the weekend, and I'm walking because I'm doing in about 5 weeks. I'm doing part of the Camino, which I've been banging on and thinking about on the pod for a long while, and I was doing 12K this weekend, and I do that every weekend. Next weekend, I'm doing 15K, and I'm going to the gym in the week, and I'm still jabbing, and God knows what's going on. However, walking, I appreciate it's good for your health, but God, it's boring.
It's not. We've been arguing about this, dear listener. Off there. It's a time to refresh, let your mind relax. Just get out there in the fresh air, get out there in nature, and let all the stresses of the week disappear. Disappear through your feet into the soil and embrace nature and become at one with your surroundings, Harry. Come on.
Yeah.
You're the one that should be saying this. You're the one that looks more like Buddha. Now, come on. Get with the program.
Yes.
Get with the damn program.
The real Simon's back. I still look like Buddha. No.
I used to,
do you know,
Harry,
all I do is I'm walking along. I'm chatting to my wife. Poor Emma has to put up with a lot. It's a long walk with a lot of chatting because I never shut up. Everybody will attest to that. However, all I'm doing is thinking, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. I should do that, should do this, and all the rest of it. Other than that, how was your week, my friend? I've got a couple of things that will make you giggle in a minute.
um, yeah, it was fine, Harry. Yeah, we've been our valuation days. You're always banging on about your valuation days and how good they are, and I virtually say nothing because ours can be, some can be good, some can be bad. This year, we've had really, really, really good valuation days. I think every single one. We are going out to some very rural communities. We are going out to some far-flung places, so they can be a little bit hit and miss. But that's what being in business is all about. Is casting the net out there, and sometimes it comes back and full of fish, and sometimes it comes back completely empty. That's just life. But this year, we've just had some really, really lovely valuation days. And by that, I mean, last week, we had people coming along just with items that they'd inherited, just wanting to know a little bit about them. Mark has been superb. We had a lovely Iranian lady come along, and she brought with her a load of tea sets and spoons. No intention of selling them, and goodness me, wouldn't want them to. They're family heirlooms, but absolutely beautiful objects. And another facet to Mark's bow that I didn't know that he had. My God, he was able to talk very knowledgeably about Iranian teaware. I don't know where he gets his information from. I really don't. But it was very impressive, and we've had some lovely turnouts to these valuation days. We did two last week, and we're doing them every single week, and another one tomorrow. And they're really enjoyable this year, I have to say. On occasion,
good.
on occasion, when you do one, and it can feel like a bit of a waste of time, but actually, really lovely this year.
No such thing as a waste of time. I often find that even if you don't take a lot in on the day, that people go away and have a think about it, and
Yeah.
things come in after the event, or they'll come back when you next visit that area or that location. Yeah. And I always think it's funny that even if you do one that's like a mile and a half from your auction house, you get a whole different range of people come to that, which I love. I do always gently tease and say, we're open every day
We're
for
only over there.
walk-ins just around the corner, but we do a lot of walk-in trades, so we're very happy. Shall I make you? I'll make you laugh about my day. So usually at this time of year, everybody, you'll be aware that I am banging on about the Royal Windsor Flower Show,
Mm.
which is a fantastic event. Up
You've not been fired, have you?
in the Great Park. Unfortunately, I'm not here. I'm doing that Camino walk thing. I'm not here this year. However, I won't be doing it next year. Because I've been notified that technology, I've been replaced by AI.
Fantastic.
So everybody, do make your way up to Royal Windsor Flower Show. Tickets are available now. Visit the website. We'll probably put a link in the show notes if David remembers. It is a really lovely day. An awful lot of effort goes in. There's some fantastic vendors. There's show gardens. There's all sorts of things. My favorite part of the day, it's got nothing to do with flowers, is watching the Chelsea pensioners do an egg and spoon or a sack race, because they always feel left out when the kids have done it. So we always put that on. It's a brilliant, brilliant day out. It's modern life meets traditional British spring summer fair. So do go. It's good fun. But there will be no compare apparently this year. Because they rang me, asked me if I'd find a replacement for them. I rang them back with going to give them names, and before I could say anything, they said, "We've decided you've been replaced and we don't need you anymore." I went,
How are
"Okay,
they
thanks,
doing
sir."
that? How does
I
that
have
work?
no idea, and I just took it on the chin and went, "Okay." However, what will make you giggle, we were filming last week a bargain hunt style event with Thames Hospice. I think I may have mentioned it, and in a big, big superstore. And I have been asked by, not Thames Hospice, I hasten to add, but one of their partners, whether I will now strap in, whether I will compare. And this is very much in my wheelhouse, apparently. I'm going to be very good at this. The email that came through to, sort of butter me up, a fashion show. Here comes
Uh,
Janice walking down wearing this year's. I mean, the problem with this is, Simon, as you know, my ego is so large. I almost immediately replied, "Yeah, sure, I'll do that." Until in my household, my daughter and my wife both went, "Are you out of your mind? What the hell do you know about that?"
I'm lost for words. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, you've got me
So
there.
I got sacked by AI, and I got hired to do fashion. Apparently, fashion cannot be AI'd.
The world has gone completely mad. That's all I can say to you on that basis.
Yeah. Now, I've got one more thing that
What?
I want an opinion on, but after you.
I've got right on the basis the world's gone mad. Right, this happened this morning. And I just thought, oh, do you know what? I'm seeing Harry on the pod. Log that. I'll let Harry know.
Everything's content.
Everything's content. So, elderly lady, very well dressed, rocks up at the counter this morning and says, "Is it possible to get a valuation? I have a gold necklace with a gold pendant." And Mark said, "Of course, I'll have a look at that." He took her into the office, sat her down, got the loop out, got the gem tester out, etc., etc. And I heard from my desk say, and Mark say, "Are you thinking about selling?" She said, yes, I'm thinking about selling. I don't wear it anymore, and my daughter doesn't want it. And, and she said, more importantly, I hear that gold is very, very high at the moment, very, very high. So it's a good time to sell. And Mark said, it was very honest and said, "Do you know what? It is high at the moment. It is dropping back a little." Dropping back? It's dropping back, she said. I thought it was high. He said, it is still very high, but she said, well, why is it dropping back? He said, well, geopolitical fluctuations, etc., everything that's going on in the world, multifaceted reasons as to why the gold price fluctuates. But, it has dropped back a little bit at the moment. So he then gave her a valuation based on the stones and the gold content and all the rest of it. And I think the valuation was £500 to £700. So, it's a lovely piece, a lovely piece of jewellery in 9-carat gold, well made, etc., etc. £500 to £700. And she said, well, I think I'll wait for the Strait of Hormuz to open before I put it up for sale. Now, I heard this from my desk and went, what the hell? Excuse me, you are waiting for the Iranians to open the Strait of Hormuz before you sell your net. What the hell kind of world are we living in? What, seriously, that was her rationale.
She was in touch with the geopolitical situation. I'm not sure that is a plus or a minus. I can never work out whether it's open, closed, what's going on, whether the price goes up or down. I can't keep up.
I'm pretty sure that the strait being open or closed is far more has an effect on oil, not a lady's pendant and necklace in East Devon.
It all affects it.
Fortunately, Mark dealt beautifully with that, and I was nowhere near it, which is just a good job first thing on a Monday morning. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I've got to say a thank you. And I don't know if I've said this already, but I will say it again. A big thank you to Karen Harper, because she's a journo and highly respected journalist and author of a book. Currently, her new book is out. And she did an interview on buying and selling at auction for Period Living magazine. And very sweetly, we feature in there. So thank you for that. And it's a little bit about buying and selling at auction, which is good fun. I have one thing to talk to you about, Simon.
Good.
Charles Hanson.
How is our Charlie boy?
We can't get him on the pod. We've tried everything, but we might be able to now, if we offer to promote his subscription service. You can now pay a subscription to follow and get in-depth knowledge of Charles Hanson's working day and night. And he's put his content behind a paywall. Don't forget we're on YouTube, Simon. We're behind a paywall. Thoughts?
I don't think I'm cut out for this conversation.
Simon's not very in touch with social media, so I thought that's why I thought I'd spring it on and just slide it into the podcast. Thoughts? I have to say, he got trapped in a loo this weekend on a train coming to London to do a charity auction. He got trapped on a loo. I think when I last looked at it, 500,000 people had seen his tweet or his little video of him trapped in a loo, being rescued, coming down.
Have 500,000 people paid for this?
No, not half. Well, if 500,000 paid £1.79 a month or whatever it is to see that, then he'd be doing all right. But yes, yeah, go on. I have no idea. Questions from the floor.
Can I just qualify here?
Yeah,
we can pay.
Yeah.
To hear the lovely Charles Hanson tell us about his day.
I think so, or things that he's finding out in the wild, things that he's doing. I think that's what it is.
Sorry,
I'd love to get him on the pod. I want to get him on the pod to discuss it.
No, hang on. Well, he's not going to do that, is he? Because he's not stupid. If he's managing to... See, you've had me doing this for 4 years now. Not a penny have we made, Harry. I feel like
I want to say we have I'll carry on. Here we go. I'm in trouble now, everybody.
Our Charlie boy is apparently charging £1.79, I don't know what, a month, and talking to. There's no wonder he's not coming on the pod, is there? Giving his stuff away for free. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Why would he come on here and give away to free to this couple of Herberts who clearly don't know how to make money when he can charge £1.79 a month and get people to pay? Okay. Well,
on the note of making money and paying, Simon, everybody, could you give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the YouTube channel? As one of our listeners did say, let's get you going so you can monetize this. And then there's ... I don't know what the ... means.
Or just
whether
send
it's
Harry,
the quality of the item.
Or just send Harry £1.79 in used notes. Coins.
If you go to our social media page, Simon is completely unaware of this. That if you are a fan of Simon's and his,
Why would you be? First of
his-
all, get a life.
if you're a fan of Simon's, we have a page set up where you can send Simon miniatures of whiskey as a thank you for all his pearls of
No,
wisdom.
don't send me miniatures. Well, I mean, clearly there have been no pearls of wisdom because I've not seen a single miniature
we haven't
bottle
seen
of
a
whiskey.
single.
So,
yeah, and you
I mean,
would because but it's
there-
there.
I'm sure
It's there.
And secondly, just send £1.79. I don't know why. I don't know how you arrive at that number, Charlie. Charles, can you jump on the podcast and at least tell us the rationale for £1.79? I'm now as interested as to why it's £1.79. Has he done some kind of focus group study?
No, I think that I've
decide
seen that. I've seen that figure a lot on social media.
That apparently £1.79 is your sweet spot that nobody will miss. £1.79.
I imagine 79p of that is service charge, and £1 goes to the talent. Feels that way, doesn't it? And therefore, if you get 500 subscribers, you get £500 a month. But
So is he doing this
10,000
every day?
Yeah, well, I'm guessing he's pushing out content all the
Every
time. I don't know,
day?
Charles, come on the podcast and let's talk about it.
No, Charles,
wanna
don't
get
come on. I'm not paying you £1.79, Charles.
Oh, no, do you know what, Charles? If you do come on the podcast, one, it will be content for your paid channel because you could we'll send you clips and you can push it out for £1.79. And we are not taking the mickey. We're just jealous, basically.
I just don't know. Charlie, I just
we
don't
don't know how it works.
understand how Harry has talked me into doing this for 2 years and now has come out and gone 3 years. So every single week I've had to do this because I get bullied by my colleague and friend, Mr. Ballin. And apparently
I just wrote a lovely article about you, about how it's two good friends just chit-chatting.
Too late.
It's almost therapy.
Too late. I could have been earning £1.79 a week. I could have been earning £1.79 a week. I don't know how it works. If it was £1.79, it'd be better than it's doing at the moment.
Right. On that happy note, thank you to our listeners. Do subscribe on our YouTube channel because now you know what we're trying to achieve. One, we can stream more, and two, we can earn £1.79.
Also, Mr. Hanson, you can't let us have just this one way. You've got to come back. We've sat in a pub and had a beer with you, Mr. Hanson. We know you can give as good as you get. So why don't you jump on the pod with us and give us a bit of a shoeing, which, quite frankly, we deserve by now. We've been poking fun at you for long enough since you said you'd come on the pod and haven't. So why don't you come all guns blazing onto the podcast and give us a right good run for our money? That would be fun. But understand, that's £1.79 is going down the drain left, right.
Right. Today's topic. Simon has chosen another topic. Simon's in charge of topics.
Topics. I do like a topic.
I used to like a topic.
Topic was always better, wasn't it? It was hazelnuts. That's why, not peanuts. Right?
Right. Yes.
Hazelnuts?
Do's and don'ts. I'm going to get off this chocolate topic.
Chocolate.
I'm so desperate for topic.
If only.
So desperate for chocolate.
We've done
do's and don'ts.
We've done lots in the past on live auctioneering and winking at your auctioneer and how much he likes that, and all the other tricks of the trade of live bidding. But I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, Harry, that now we have discussed the fact that timed auctions across all the platforms are becoming mainstream very much. They used to be something of a, if you had a large collection of, I don't know, dinky toys and you wanted to sell them individually, you don't want to sit on a rostrum. Dinky toy number 1, dinky toy number 506. It would be rather tedious, so you put them in a timed auction. But nowadays, we have general sales, we have collectible sales, we have just timed online sales. And we have never really touched on, despite their popularity these days, the do's and don'ts, or indeed, hopefully, these two auctioneers, you'd like to think, and I probably should have thought this through before I proposed this topic, we might be able to give you some handy tips as to how to do well at an online timed only auction. Got any tips, Harry? I hope you have, because I did tell you about this weeks ago, and I'd like to think you've done your
weeks ago.
homework. I think you've done your homework. Not done it at the last minute.
I'm looking off screen because I've got a few notes on my phone. Right. So the biggest positive, and make sure you are aware of the type of timed auction that the auctioneer is running. So the majority, I would say almost all auction houses who run timed auctions, the item will have an end time, but it is not finite. So and we got criticized this for the other day, and we have taken that criticism on board and changed it. So our end time, if you bid in the last 30 seconds or 1 second or nanosecond, it extended the lot by 10 minutes. Now that 10 minutes is too long. So
Yes,
what we've
yeah.
done is we've shortened that. I think it's to 2 now, to get people used to it, and we might make that a minute, and therefore it doesn't extend too long. You can continue to bid in that 10 minutes, but if you bid in the last nanosecond, it extends another period of time. So make sure you've read the terms and conditions. And I know none of us like reading terms and conditions on anything, or instruction manuals on building anything or all of it, but make sure you know what that extension time is. Also, do check the fees. So not all auction houses are not identical. And so there will be fees for the auction house and there will be fees for the platform. They all get billed to you by the auction house or in one lot, in one hit, by however they do their billing. But make sure you've got that in your costings. So whether you're buying for fun, for yourself, a collectible, something that you really, really want, or if you're buying to trade, you're obviously going to need to factor in the fees. But do look at your fees because they're always different. And people will probably quite often will have lower fees in time sales because there's less processing, there's less hard work, they're not manned, you don't need staff on the day. There's all sorts of things going on. So do keep an eye on the fees. So those are the do's. Also, if you're new to it all, do your research. This is the same for all auctions, but do your research. Now, Easy Live, the sale room, and most auction houses, you can look at their past sales. So you can look to see what people have achieved for similar items or identical items in many cases across a period of years, across a period of months. And that will help you with putting your bid in. Now, the most important thing is the bidding. And I think this is where an auto bid is quite a good way of bidding at time sales. It means you don't have to be there at the end. You put in your finite set price. So let's say an item is £100 to 150 is the estimate, but you're willing to pay 180. If you put in on your timed bid 180, the systems will bid for you up to that figure. It won't start at that figure. And this is the important thing I think, Simon, people don't realize, is it will bid up to that figure. And if you're comfortable that if you miss it at 180, you need never look at that catalogue again. You need never go back until you're looking at until you're waiting for your invoice to arrive the evening or the day after the sale, etc. So I think auto bids really come into their own on time sales because end times can be all over the shop. It means you're not having to commit to hours and hours of watching and all the rest of it. And also it takes the pressure off. However, if it is something that you're really, really passionate about, it's really, really important. It's the one thing in the world you haven't got in your collection. Obviously, sit, watch the sale or watch your lot at the end time so that you're ready to jump in. You don't want to lose something for a fiver. But please remember that auto bids you put in when it asks for your best bid or similar vernacular, I don't know what it is on every platform, will say, and you put in your highest amount and then it will bid for you. And that I think is a really important thing. One final thing, and this Simon will bear me out. And if you listen to past episodes of the podcast, this is a big thing with auctioneers. It's the logistics of getting the item to you. Don't buy a boat in Devon if you live in Hampstead and you can't work out how to get it. You've bought the boat, it's your boat. You've got to move it in a certain amount of time. We at Windsor, we give people a week-ish to move, collect or move or get things shipped, because we've got a high turnover of items. Most auction houses are very similar, and it'll all be on their website. It'll all be on the details of the sale, the logistics. But don't put yourself in a situation where you're suddenly getting phone calls and people, getting cross with you because you haven't bought an item or collected it in the right period of time. The boat is a genuine example.
The lady that literally bought a boat from Line Bay Auctions and said, well, we have a problem now because I don't have a tow bar, like it was our problem. So an expression that I've learnt from my children recently, I think that's a you problem, not a me problem. I wish I'd have known that expression at the time, because I would have used it. She then came back to me 24 hours later to say, I've been to Halfords and they can't fit a tow bar to this make of car. What should I do? Again, a you problem, not a me problem. But you're absolutely right, Harry. Let's and do you know what? With the popular rise of international time sales and these platforms and their reach, and make sure you're bidding in the right country, let alone the right county. We've had instances of people bidding from Europe saying, oh, we didn't check and we didn't realize you were in the UK. So we're not even bidding in the right country now, people. So let's make sure you've got that right. I think another thing, just to add to Harry's point, is when placing an auto bid, understand that neither the people who work the platform nor the auctioneers can have any idea what your maximum auto bid is. It is entirely kept secret, as it should be. And the system bids for you. So let's put it this way. In Harry's example, if an item is 100 to 150 pounds, you could leave a bid. I'm not suggesting you do this, dear people. You could leave a bid of 10,000 pounds and win it for 210 pounds. Do you see my point? The system is there simply to increment the bid by the increment set by the system, and you can leave £1 million and you'd still win it one bid better than the next best bid, which could be 180 quid. And that is the beauty of those kind of timed auctions, that you can, as Harry said, you can set your maximum. Now, I've got a question for you, Harry.
Yeah.
And this is one I quite like. A time sale comes up at Line Bay Auctions. You, Harry, dear boy, you see an item that is valued at 100 to 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you've seen this listing, and you can also see, because you're a clever man, that it runs for 10 days. Currently, your item has no bids, but it's day one of 10 days. Now, the starting bid is £100. Do you take the £100 early on day one, or do you hold your cards close to your chest and do you wait until day 10 and see what's happening at that point? Where do you stand on that?
Unofficially, I stand on there. It makes the auctioneer's life so much easier if you bid early, because then we can see it sold and we're happy, because Simon and I both check apps. I mean, literally 40 times
hourly,
to see how the sales are going. But I am aware that the best practice is probably to wait to the middle of the week. Also gives me time to do some research on an item, and then put my bid in. And then what I usually do, if it's something I really, really want, is I will check it about 5 hours before the lot's due to end, to see if there's been a massive move. I mean, obviously, the nice thing is if you're outbid early in the process, all these automated systems, they email you to tell you. So you can test the water out, and they'll send you an email to say, no, you've been outbid. Slightly more annoyingly, but good for us, but not good for you, the buying public, is that it will constantly email you if you're outbid at, say, the item ends at 6:30, and then you've got £500 or a 200 lot, and every £10 it'll email to say you've been outbid, but it's gone up. You're still the winning bid. You've been outbid. It's gone up. And so you do have to do quite a lot of clearing of your inbox.
Yeah, that's true.
But I would suggest that is a far better way of doing it and keeping you in touch with the item. So yeah, that's my sort of thing. I'm not good because I am an emotional human, that I do get, and I do buy at auction, and I buy lots of collectible toys, and everybody knows my addiction to Lego. So I will try and buy rare sets at auction. I know my faults, and I know that if it's coming towards the end of the sale, I can get carried away, and therefore I'm quite often, and I know this sounds a weird thing for an auctioneer to say, I quite often don't watch that bit, because otherwise I'll find myself paying way too much money for something I just want to add to my collection and is not financially sensible.
Is there not a position that says if the estimate and the starting bid is £100 to £200, starting bid
Yeah.
£100, there is only one £100?
Yes.
So if you wait and somebody else takes it and then you go, "Oh, okay, I will," there's only one £100. So why not take that?
No.
And then if nobody else bids,
Big fan of that. Yeah.
You know,
That does make perfect sense. That
and you
does
can
make
scare
perfect sense.
people off. Although then there's the counter argument that says, "Oh, somebody else has bidden it. It must be good. I'll get involved." Oh, it's tricky, isn't it? So there is quite a lot of psychology.
Yeah, welcome
goes
to
on.
auctions, everybody. This is why we're happy on the rostrum and not buying much.
Exactly. But I do think, yeah, it's if you've done your research, as Harry says, if you know where the item is and how you are going to repatriate it to your home or wherever you wish it to be, and that all makes sense, and you understand the commission fees, and you understand how auto bids or live bidding works at the end of a time sale, then they're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun. I was bidding on a few items this weekend, and I was getting emails left, right, and centre. You've been outbid. You've bid again. Somebody's bid against you. The bid's now at this. And then I had to sit there because I couldn't leave it alone right at the last minute to make sure that my bids, both of them were unchallenged in the end, but we had a bit of frenetic bidding throughout the weekend. I love it. It's great fun. It really is. And then
It is
winning that
great fun.
item
I just, the
at the
reason
end.
why I tend not to watch is that I know my own faults. And when you've got a hobby or a collection, and do you know what? Sometimes it really doesn't matter. You spend too much, and you just, you readjust your weekly spending to take into a fact that you bought something that you really, really love is giving you huge pleasure. I get that, but yeah, no, you just have to be careful on that subject. I was in anticipation of today's topic. Do you want the quick reality check that many people say about buying at timed auction? You ready?
Go on.
Auctions reward discipline, not luck. Right? Listen to this. Most losses come from fees and impulse bidding.
Fees?
Fees, as in, what do you mean your losses? As in the losses if you buy something to resell it, you
Right.
haven't factored in
The fees.
fees
Because you
and
haven't read the terms and conditions.
you haven't read the terms and conditions. Hence me saying read the terms
Mm.
and conditions. And then the last one is this one is a kick in the teeth for Simon and I, dear listener. Most unsold items come from unrealistic reserves.
Oh, most unsold items come from. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you get the reserves badly wrong and you misread the market, yeah, fair point.
Yeah, absolutely. There is that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
But it's
exactly.
tricky, isn't it? But you got to laugh. I was like, all right, everybody, come on, let's not kick the auctioneer too hard.
And you've also got to,
yeah.
and you've also got to remember, and this is the weird thing, dear listener, is that, and this happens all the time. Every auctioneer will know this. You put an item in with a reserve, and it doesn't sell, and you look at it and think, I don't understand what the hell happened here. Okay, I'll rest it for a week, and I'll put it in the following week, and that week it absolutely flies, and you think, I don't understand. But
Yeah.
there you go. That's just life. That's just the world we live in.
It is bizarre. We had a guy come in today into the auction house, said, "Oh, I don't think my clock sold at the last auction." We said, "We've been trying to get hold of you. It was the auction before that it didn't sell, but we've put it into the following auction at the same price because you indicated you wanted it sold on your receipt form, and it sold for more." He said, "Well, I don't get that. Why didn't they buy it the first time?"
And he has a point.
And I said, "Well, they didn't, but it's now sold. Are you happy?" And he went, "Yeah." He said, "I should check my emails." He looked at his emails, his phone. He went, "Oh, yeah, you've been trying to get hold of me." Yeah, we have. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So I think what we're saying is timed auctions, do your research, understand the lie of the land.
Yeah.
Literally where the land lies in conjunction to your house. Understand what the fees are. And then you can bid with absolute confidence and certainty, and hopefully win some fantastic items. And don't assume that there aren't fantastic items now in time sales, because a lot of auctioneers are going that way. It's the ability, because we can't all be sat on the rostrum all the time, it's the ability to sell more and more items alongside your live general sale. And there are some cracking finds to be had.
You nailed it, Simon. I can't say better than that, mate.
Still looking very handsome.
Oh, God. I'm sorry. Look at my little elephant. Look.
Pardon?
Behind me.
Oh, sorry.
My elephant. Look at that little elephant. Trunks across the Thames, everybody. The art trail starts soon. Jess is going to come back on the pod and tell us all about the next stage and where all the elephants are going to be in Windsor. Simon and I are doing a walking tour, and we're going to zap every single QR code. He can't wait. Yeah, we are. He cannot wait. He's going to be mic'd up, and he's going to give you a personal review of each elephant.
What's the QR code do?
QR code. So what you do is each elephant will have a QR code, and you vote for your favourite elephant out of all of the elephants. And then there's and the artists obviously are all vying to be the best.
I'm up with the kids when we're recording in a couple of weeks.
You are indeed, my friend.
Good.
Your poor children have no idea that Uncle Harry's going to be dragging around to look at 30 elephants. I've got people running it as well. People are running the route.
How far's the trail?
I don't know. Quite a way. It's Windsor through Eaton into Slough. So it's not. I mean, it's walkable.
Yeah.
I mean, well, to somebody obviously a health and fitness fanatic like myself currently,
piece of cake.
Now we're back in my ballpark. Piece of cake. Right, everybody, like, subscribe, spread the word. Do subscribe on YouTube. Forgot the name of what it was. And let everybody know about the pod. And Simon will be picking another topic. But we've got interviews coming up. Oh, coming up is we've got a lady coming on. We will tell you all about it next week or the week after. If you are interested in getting into the antiques auctioneer art world, she works in recruitment and is going to point us in the right direction of what you need to make yourself the best candidate. Is that best candidate?
Do you reckon she can help us get a proper job?
Too late for us, Simon, which is why we're trying to get somebody on who can help other people. And Richard Worrell, him of Narva, is coming back. And guess what, Richard? Simon and I still aren't members.
Well, at least we got it out there early.
That's right, did it? See you later, Simon. Cheers, buddy.
Take care, buddy.